Contra: Operation Galuga is a reimagining of the NES classic for Switch. Konami and developer WayForward are bringing a newish Contra to the Switch. Billed as a reimagining of the NES game, it's not quite a remake of the original game, but seems to capitalize on the original's vibe and action. This game will feature various difficulty options and up to 4-player co-op. Contra Operation Galuga releases in early 2024. To get more details, you want to watch the trailer of this one?
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't, I played the original Contra before, but
Yeah, I
here it
did.
goes.
And I have also on the computer too with the emulation. So Operation Galua. What the fuck? It's just like that fucking Contra game that came out back on the Xbox One back at least like 7 years ago. That was the free games with gold. I'm like, what the hell is that Contra?
So, since you've seen it, what do you think of the new Contra being called a reimagining of the NES game?
It looks all right. I mean, it's better. I have to say, it looks better than the one I saw from like that got on my Xbox One on part of Games with Gold or Game Pass. I was like, when I played that game on the Game Pass, I was like, what? And you guys, it was this Contra game about like it's not the same Contra that I grew up on, and it's like a totally different. Like it's like one of those the 3D 3D model type of shooters, but it's not 2D, so it's kind of like weird the feeling. I can't explain it. It was weird. I didn't get much fun out of that Contra game, but just by looking at this one, if you played in the trailer just now, I have to say that it looks slightly better. So I see more hopes and dreams for that game to be okay to sell. It may not be the best Contra game, but it's something to show to the newer generation of game owners to like, hey, this is what we grew up on. I hope you like it in your own standard or in your own perspective. You know.
What do you the Contra games you played? Which one was your favorite?
I think it was the one for the Super Nintendo. Contra is Contra 1 or Contra 2.
No, I think it was Contra 3 because first it was Contra, then it was Super C. Both were on Nintendo, and then I think it was Contra 3, the Clone Wars or something.
Oh, because it was like a side scrolling 2D model type of
Yeah.
shooter.
Well, they all
And
the first three were so.
okay, so I can't really remember which one it was. It was last time I played the Super Nintendo emulation game. So Contra was about at least 15 years now. It's been 15 years I haven't played that game in a while, and I still have a copy somewhere on my other hard drives. I saved copies of it on different hard drives over the years, and I was so far I got about. I should still have the same emulation file on my computer of this stuff I'm using right now to talk to you guys on. So I can't really had to look for it first. If not, then I still have it saved on other hard drives, so it's no big deal. As long as I have copies of it for future reference, I also care about. But one day I will try to replay Contra again on the emulation. And if not, just get a Super Nintendo copy for about so $5 at some flea market. Because dude, there's some flea markets out there will sell dirt cheap Super Nintendo games, and if not PlayStation One games, especially back then. That is because back in 2000, 2001, I was like 13, 14 at the time. Went to Timothy Lake. It's in the Poconos in Pennsylvania, and they have like flea markets of the weekend sell like games for like at the cheapest, like Fear Effect One, because the Fear Effect they come out with the Fear Effect reboot for the modern audiences, modern gamers, sometime next year or two. And the one that I'm talking about, the original for PS1, they were selling it for not even $20 at the time. That was a good price for a brand new Fear Effect game at the time, because usually most games back then were selling for $50. So whoever these sellers were, they're either stupid. I'm not trying to insult them, but that's stupid. But they were like very like confident that it would not sell, or they just don't know much about gaming, or they just fuck this like, oh screw it, I don't, I'm not going to make money off of this game anytime soon because of because there's no like market for it. So
Well,
it's all worth it, you know.
well, I'd say YouTube really helped the retro game market actually be a
I
thing.
think. Yeah, this is back in 2000 before the YouTube was even around.
Yeah,
So you had to rely on word of mouth and also timing too. It's one thing to say to one gamer out there like, "Hey, go to this flea market in Pennsylvania in Timothy Lake area," but it's all about timing too. Like you have to find the right seller, the right timing, because that seller can be either gullible and or just doesn't care about the product because they know they can't there's no market for it at the time. So it depends on where you go in the country. So, because the northeastern of the United States, flea markets, you're gonna find good sales. Some sellers
if you
out
could
there.
still find flea markets around. I mean,
They're still around.
they're
They
still
just
around, but they're
that
not as common as they used to be.
yeah, because of inventory is all digital now. But still, there are some gamers out there like me willing to spend like $10 for I don't know, fucking like Crash Bandicoot 2 for about $10, brand new. You never know. It's possible to find it. It's
Yeah.
just you have to look around. Yeah, look hard and long.
Well, I was just looking up the original Contra on Facebook Marketplace. I was finding cartridges of the original Contra for $35. On price charting, it's saying the cheapest cartridge around available is $30
Okay,
for the original Contra. But I want to see like if I
I've
can.
got I've got two this the year 2023, so that year 2000, so that including inflation. So,
Well, Contra 3, I just pulled up the Super Nintendo one. Um, okay, $45 for a loose cartridge of the third Contra. $168.75 for complete in box, and $425.67 for a brand new one.
mhm.
So Contra 3 is not even expensive as I thought. Um,
Yeah, it's not that bad for price for those type of things too.
and I'll just check up Super C before Super C, it's about $20 loose for the Nintendo, $123.38 for complete in box, and nearly $900 for brand new. So not so bad when you're talking about the loose
Yeah.
ones.
Oh yeah.
I do have to say, Contra. While I never grew up with Contra, I did get into it during my adult life. Um, I played the original. I I never beat it, even with a 30 life code, but it's one of those games that I always would go back to and love to try again. Um,
Okay.
Super C, I hated that they changed the 30 live code to a 10 live code.
Mm.
Um, I wish they had just left it as 30 lives. And then I played Contra 4 on Nintendo DS. I used to have that for a while. Um, and that
Yeah,
was,
okay. Can you hold on
huh?
for a minute? You're still talking. Hold on for a couple minutes, a minute or two. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Um,
Thank you.
Contra 4 on Nintendo DS was great, although I don't think I think because not only could you play Contra 4 on the DS, if on the cartridge they also had the first two Contra games that you could start up and play right there on your DS. But I don't think, but the 30 live code never worked on the original Contra when I played it off Contra 4. So so I have to say, like I really enjoyed the first Contra. The second one, not so much. just because I felt like, without 30 life code, I stood no chance. And I played Contra 4 on the go a few times when I had it for the DS. But after that, I still say the first Contra is my favorite. This one for the Switch um, looks really interesting. Looks like it's going to be a graphical enhancement of the first one, but they threw in some new things. They also said it's going to be four-player co-op, so I don't know if they're adding new characters or not. I guess they are. I wish we had seen them in the trailer. They didn't show any new characters though, just the two that usually are used, that are usually in Contra that we see.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I was just saying, Contra of the Contra games I played, Contra Super C and Contra 4. Contra the original is my favorite. Um, and I just wonder what the new character. I just wonder. They said it's going to be four-player co-op, so I'm wondering if they're adding new characters that we didn't see in the original games.
Yeah.